Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. We'll get started, but first, coffee. This is Trader Joe's Dark Roast, made in a French press, in a mug that says, "With God, all things are possible." Matthew 19:26. I'll drink coffee to that. Nice.
Nice. My God, that is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
Love this phrase from Charles Dickens. The most important thing in life is to stop saying "I wish" and start saying "I will." Consider nothing impossible, then treat possibilities as probabilities. That's from David Copperfield, written by Charles Dickens. I love little quotes like this. I know hardly any other writer who seems to be closer or more continually close to the spirit of Christ himself. That was C.S. Lewis referring to George MacDonald. I don't know George MacDonald. Might be somebody worth researching, looking into, seeing what he wrote. Quick reminder, Proverbs 31:3. Do not give your strength to women, your ways to those who destroy kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to take strong drink, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed and pervert the rights of the afflicted. Alcohol and women. Gets right down to it, doesn't it? Probably some of your biggest mistakes were made because of alcohol and women. All right, so we're going to have another President Trump. How do I feel about that? This is not our 2016, 2015 Trump. That's the good news and the bad news. He is President Warp Speed. He is president. He might as well be president of countries in the Middle East as well. Notice how I danced around that nonsense. I just wish our politicians represented us as much as they represent and protect and advocate for other countries, especially countries in the Middle East. All that being said, change the subject here. More and faster is not the answer. Doing more is not the answer. I was telling someone yesterday, one of the areas that I used to fall apart in is when someone, when we're talking about finances and what you do for a living and what your goals are, 1 year, 5 year, 10-year goals, that the guy that's making $100K a year that wants to make $1 million a year, literally $1 million is 10 times more than 100,000. Does that mean he has to work 10 times harder to make $1 million? No. You would initially think so, right? But the answer is no. The guy who makes that kind of income has better systems in place. It's about the systems. It's not about the actual labor. It's not about working harder, more, and faster. It's what systems do you have in place? They said, "Oh, did you hear about so-and-so died?" No. Was it sudden or was he ill? Oh, he was taking pills for everything. You going to watch that Eagles game on Sunday? That's how fast you disappear in this world. You are mentioned in passing. That is it. Make your life count. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it right here. Make it count. Because you're going to get mentioned by people in one sentence. People are going to describe your entire life in one sentence. That's it. No one's going to want your shit. Think about it. All the stuff that you hoard, all the stuff you have, all the stuff in your pockets, all your EDC, all your comic books, all of your pipes are all going to go to Goodwill or the dumpster, one or the other. Your loved ones are going to take 1 or 2 items of yours and cherish those things forever, or until they die, and then someone will have no idea what that thing is, and it'll go to a dumpster or the Goodwill It's weird when you think about making an impact in this world. Is making an impact an ego thing, or is it being like Christ when we leave this world? What is the mission of man while we are here? Just a quick reminder that everybody is another person's pain in the ass. Everybody. And that's kind of a spin-off from the phrase that no matter how hot she is, just remember there's a guy somewhere that's sick of her shit. I could say the same thing about everybody. Everybody is somebody's pain in the ass. Companies are finding me and they're sending me interesting pieces of exercise equipment. And then I become an affiliate with them and I make a small percentage of sales. And I won't promote gadgets that are just trendy. I have to see some improvement after using them for 2-3 weeks. But people have said to me, so which one is your best? Which one is your favorite one? You know what? I like them all. But I'll answer the question directly. The pieces of exercise equipment that work the best are the ones you actually use. Imagine that. Men are still talking smack about other men in front of other men, and those other men do nothing or say nothing about it. This is why there's no true men's community. This is why a paid men's group is the best. BS is not tolerated. No man pays to become part of a gossipy, girly e-group. My private men's group is a group that I belong to that's about hard deadlines and accountability. You'll never catch a man talking shit about another guy without consequences. Hard deadlines and accountability are the absolute number one superpower that you can have. Nobody's policing or obstructing others, only respect, forward motion, and a how can I help you mentality. I don't care what group you belong to. I don't care which one you choose. Just get yourself into a group. Completely avoid it if it's manosphere related. If you have any questions or inquiry as to what group you should be part of, just private message me. And just remember, nothing that is free will be of any value to you if you don't pay for it. You will never pay attention in the group. Just keep that in mind. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You ever hear that phrase? It's used after stating something surprising or undesired to emphasize its truth. You tell somebody an uncomfortable truth, and then you add, well, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Also used after refuting an argument. Sometimes an adjective is inserted before the word pipe. Put that in your freaking pipe and smoke it. It first appeared in print in 1824, originating in England. It was the British version of the similar French statement, put that in your pocket with a handkerchief on top. I never heard the handkerchief pocket one. The Californian is in a restaurant and says, we don't eat meat, gluten, dairy, eggs, or nuts. What do you recommend that we get? The waitress says, the fuck out of here. Did you ever get cheated on? You know why you did? Because it's easier to break up with you. She will find it easier to break up with you. I mean, if you're not a complete ass, people that are jerks, like men that are complete idiots, are easy to break up with. Okay, but if you're a good guy and you get the news that she wants to move on, wants to break up, she cheated on you because it would be easier to break up with you. As soon as another dick enters the equation, the spell, the bond, the commitment is broken. That's why she seemed to do it effortlessly, even after a holiday, anniversary, weekend getaway, or expressing love for you 12 hours earlier. And you're blown away. You just can't believe you spent that nice weekend together. Everything seemed fine. And then this week she says it's over. She cheated on you in order to make it easy to say goodbye to you. Now, this is how to apologize. Let me share something with you after all the years I've had on this earth. And I'm not talking about apologizing to a wife or a girlfriend. I'm talking about in general in life. Not everything is about women, you simps. This is how to effectively apologize. It may or may not allow reconciliation, but it's the right thing to do if you actually did something wrong, hurtful, or offensive. This is how a proper apology goes. I'm sorry, I was wrong, it won't happen again. That's all you need to say. Repeat after me. I'm sorry, I was wrong, it won't happen again. No explaining, no getting on your knees, no crying. This is a rational, truthful confession to someone who you've offended. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It won't happen again. And then if you want to take it further, then proactively do things in the other person's favor over a period of time. It doesn't take you off the hook for what you did, but it begins the rebuilding and trust process. You know you can spend years building trust in 1 minute to blow it all. 1 week ago at Table for One is when I go out on Friday nights and just have dinner by myself. Remember the lessons from last Friday night's Table for One. Number 1, marriage is an economic decision. Has very little to do with love. Very little. And number 2, situational awareness. Sit with your back to the wall wherever you go. I don't know if karma exists like people talk about it, but I do believe in the law of sowing and reaping. Some people will say things like, well, what goes around comes around. That's kind of like a similar thing. Proverbs 11:25 says, the generous will prosper, and those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Okay, I've always considered my home to be a stop for the stage coaches that are on their long journey. Get a meal, get a cup of coffee, sit down, relax, rest, and then be on your way. I've always looked at my dwellings in that way. I've always enjoyed pouring a glass of iced tea or a cup of coffee for somebody. The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. I've experienced that in my lifetime because I give a lot of that in my lifetime. What I'm just wondering is the flip side true? People who aren't generous, will they fail? Those who don't refresh others will not be refreshed. Now, that's not the reason why we do it. We don't help people in order to get help. But think about this. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. How is that? Who's doing it? Who's doing the refreshing? You are originally doing it. The first act of refreshing, pouring that glass of iced tea, making a sandwich, making some food for somebody, making them a cup of coffee. That first act is done by you. But it also says, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Who's doing that? Who's giving the second refreshing? I think it's God. I think you're creating the conditions to be blessed in life. And I'm not talking about, how like certain people are like, well, I'm blessed. I'm too blessed to be stressed, or blessed, not stressed. And, my response, whenever people answer with, those rote, quick answers that people give. Hey, how's it going? Oh, living the dream. That's not really an answer. That's just to shut you up. Or, how you doing? I'm blessed. It's like, shut up. I don't think being blessed means what you think it means. But in some cultures, that's how they act. But I think God is the one who does the refreshing and the blessing. Somehow, some way. I don't know how. But I do believe that there is a universal law there. Do you remember when restaurants would set up like a tent or a canopy outside? All right? Because you can't eat inside. Remember this 3, 4, 5 years ago? You can't eat inside. But if we bring the inside outside, then you can eat. But you have to wear a mask when you enter. And only take it down, not off, your face, when you sit down. But if you have to get up and go to the bathroom, you got to put the mask back on. You remember the insanity? It was just like literally like 2 or 3 year comedy routine. I used to break nonstop balls. It was great material, just making fun of the sheep that did everything. All the freaks with the masks and the hand sanitizer and the plexiglass sheets at the cash registers, all the shit that makes no difference. And we all fell for it. We all fucking fell for it. And many of you died. Many of you have people that died as a result of that. The nonsense and not being able to get the medication and treatment that you need because it was planned. It was a plan. Dem. Ick. Nothing random about it. Never fucking forget who did that to you. Never, never, never. And I say that with a smile on my face. All right, so Trump is president. I'll be mentioning that. Like I said, I don't think it's the same Trump that existed back in 2015, 2016. There's different interests controlling him now. That's pretty damn obvious what they are. Maybe our Palestinian brothers in Gaza will get a fucking break from all the evil now. Hopefully the U.S. will wake up from its trance. But it keeps showing me that it's going to stay in that trance and there's going to be a new dawn, but I don't think so. Same bullshit, different day? I think so.
Wake the fuck up.
The phrase, you think, is the perfect reply to, man, he is one crazy mother. You think? Wow, she must be off her meds. You think? He must be hitting the bottle again. You think? She believes everything the government says. You think? It's one of my favorite replies. If you want to stop being burned, sir, then stay away from the fire. Fire doesn't change, nor will it ever change. It always burns. You can change all you want, but the nature of fire is that it burns. Well, here's an unpopular opinion. There's not a depression crisis amongst men. That's what I say. It's a discouragement crisis. The answer is courage, not more medication. You are not depressed. You are discouraged. You need courage. How is that? Do stuff that scares the shit out of you. Stop defending depression. Stop defending cancer. These people, my cancer, back when I was dealing with my cancer, back when I was dealing with my depression, it's not, stop taking ownership of this shit. It's not your depression. Take your name off of it. It doesn't have your name tag on it. My cancer. Stop it. Stop it. Stop taking ownership of this stuff. I told you this story before. I encountered 4 friends riding motorcycles in West Virginia at a hotel I was staying at. It was a Honda ST 1300, a sport touring motorcycle. Pretty big, well-equipped bike. An Indian Chief, a Harley Electric Glide, and a BMW GS 1250. All very big, beautiful touring bikes. When I asked, what's the favorite here? They all said the BMW. And the owner said every time they stopped for gas or a stretch break, somebody wanted to swap bikes for the next stretch of road. All beautiful bikes, all great bikes, but everybody wanted a turn with the BMW. It's a beautiful bike. Solid piece of engineering. How about that paradoxical effect that's been in play for the past week? American women are vowing not to sleep around as a punishment to American men for voting for Donald Trump. Damn, Trump just ended promiscuity for a week or two. Man boobs be gone. 4 sets of 25 isotonic reps and 4 sets of 7 isometric reps in a short time, and you will get a chest lift. Like I said, man boobs be gone. And it's pretty amazing how this thing works. I'll put a link for it down below. I have about 5 pieces of exercise equipment that I have to test. I'm going to be doing videos on them and putting links for them. The first one is, well, you saw the first one, was the hand grip exerciser, which I use daily, which is phenomenal. You have to get it. I'll put a link for it down below. The second one is a power twister. It is a spring, a bar with handles on it. And what you do is you literally bend it. So you'll go out in front of you like this. So I'll do 4 sets of 25. Those are called isotonic reps. The isometric reps are where you just hold it bent, and you do that for 7 seconds. So I will do 100 reps, 25 at a time, like this. 1, 2, 3. Arms straight out. It tightens up the chest. It's almost like doing the cable flies. You ever see those cable flies that bodybuilders do where they grab a cable here and cable here and they bring it down? Okay, that's what this is doing. Now, there are some that are super, super stiff, 80 to 100 pounds pressure. They're very difficult, very difficult. I got the easiest one, which is like 40 to 90 pounds, something like that. So you'll do 100 reps, 25 at a time. Take a little break in between the sets. Now you're also going to be doing the isometric reps, which is just bending it and holding it. So you're going to be just going like this. And now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, towards the end, you start quivering. It's easy to bend, easy-ish. But to hold it, man, I'm telling you, you have to tighten up your chest, shoulders, and arms. And it does give you a chest lift. It literally will raise your chest up. The cost for that is, I don't know, it was about between $30 and $40. And that's a piece of equipment that will last you your lifetime. And as you get older, I would say as a man who is, I don't know, maybe 35 or 40 and older, you start noticing gravity taking effect on your body and that things just start sinking. One of those things is your chest. You want to raise up your chest, get a chest lift. As you know, I am a boxer shorts aficionado. Been wearing them for many years for a number of reasons. Keep the boys away from the body, keep them producing testosterone, keep them producing all their biological goodness. It doesn't happen when they are close to the body when you're wearing underwear briefs. There's a reason why your balls are hanging from your body. They need to be a little bit cooler temperature-wise. Boxer shorts allow that. And I have many, many different brands of boxer shorts. The best ones that I've seen are called nads. I know, a play on the word gonads. It's the best on the market. I own almost every brand that you can imagine, high-end stuff. These are the best. It's the best material. It's miles ahead of everyone else. I'll be doing a full dedicated video on this. These are 100% undyed organic cotton, soft. I mean, just the best material. When I compare it to existing boxer shorts that I have from the popular companies, there's no comparison. Now, the price of them, there's no comparison either. They're quite expensive, but they're built well, and it's the softest thing you can put against your skin. I'll put a link for them down below. They are called nads. And like I said, I'll be doing a full dedicated video to this boxer shorts brand. And remember, they do run a little bit smaller, so you need to order a size up from what you are. I am down to a 34-inch waist, and I thought I would order a 30, that 34 to 36 size large, and the extra large fits me perfectly. So if you're a medium, order large. If you're a large, order extra large. Quite incredible. Okay, so can we fix the market, stop murdering people in Gaza, and start prosecuting COVID and election criminals? Or is that just wishful thinking? And with that, finish your coffee. I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.